update on Ed? I know he was going to have another MRI yesterday.
Yeah, well, it still hurt him to walk, when he put his basketball shoe on. And so until he's pain-free, we won't do any X-ray or MRI. I mean, it wouldn't make sense to.
Kind of the same thing that was bothering him last year?
Different, same foot, different spot. So yes, stress reaction.
What did you think in general of the front court play on Saturday?
Thought we could have been a lot better. I thought that defensively we could have been better. I thought we could have scored more inside. But certainly, I don't think our guys had their best game, but I think they'll be ready to follow it up with a better game against Ohio State, and we're going to need them. Trevor Thompson's a really good player.
Do you think that was just kind of a one game?
It better be. Yeah, we don't have any options, so you never know. Yeah, I mean, you never know what it is. They came out and hit a 3 early on a pick and pop, whether that messed with us or not. Kind of got, and then we missed an inside shot early. And sometimes, you don't see that first one go in, make a defensive error, it messes with you and snowballs. So I don't look at it as like this huge indictment of, the big body of work, because our big body of work speaks better than that.
You going to stick with Isaiah in the starting lineup?
Yes, for now. You guys not want to ask tiny questions while I'm around? Is that what it is?
It tells better stories when you're not.
Yeah. I'm still going to play him. At this point, I mean, he's earned his equity.
Ty, from a player perspective, what needs to happen to improve the perimeter defense? I mean, just with the volume of three-pointers you guys have allowed the last 2 games, how do you guys fix that?
I think it's just us, really wanting to improve as a team. I think defense is one of those things that you need to want to do it. It's not so much a skill thing as it is the will to go out and just defend. I mean, especially as in our system as team oriented it is. I think that guys just need to be together.
And their bigs made 6 of the 11, so it's everybody.
Last game, or the last 2 games out, 2 very different offensive performances for the team. What kind of differences do you see in rotation and guys moving around well against Michigan that you didn't see against Northwestern?
I think the guys are stepping up. Those guys roles are wide open right now with injuries and stuff, and I think especially for the young guys to come in, and we've had multiple young guys step in and fill a void at different stages of the season, and I think just trying to find the consistency is the main thing for them. I think it's all just mentally coming in ready and just getting and just they can play. Obviously, they've proved it. They have the skills set and whatnot. So I think it's just the mental side of things is just coming in and being stable.
Coach, how much of the perimeter defense is just missing 2 good athletes in Anton and Ed out there today?
Well, there's no doubt we're much less athletic in our defensive game, our hustle game on the boards, and that takes a bit of a toll. But we still have enough on the table to make plays, and we had enough on the table to win the game at Michigan. So, but at the same time, we had more guard the ball errors than we had. With our perimeter guys than we had all conference season. So that adds up too, and that tells you a little bit about athleticism and toughness on the ball. So, we got to shore that up. We've worked on it every day this week, and I feel good about, coming out against, a very, very talented Ohio State team, but a little bit like us, missing a key component. They've got, I think they're really versatile on the perimeter. They've got 2 exceptional inside guys in Thompson and Tate, and so it'll be a tough matchup.
Coach, the last 3 games, 3 of the best spot-up shooters in the conference between Jock, Walton, and Scotty Lindsey kind of hurt you from the outside. How do you stop something like that, especially when they get hot?
Well, it was a different issue each game. Walton got us in a couple different ways. In the zone, he got us twice. Lindsey got us by defeating screens. I mean, where we got behind on screens, right?
Yeah.
And then Jock, well, mean, he's pretty good. He just got him. And so I think we wore him out because, I don't think he's been the same since. But that was just one of those nights where it was going to be, an incredible night of basketball, I think.
What do you guys learn from what you saw with Ohio State and Michigan State the other night?
Well, I thought Ohio State showed a tremendous amount of competitiveness and grit and hustle. And I thought they, out-hustled Michigan State in a lot of ways, which doesn't happen very often. But Michigan State's, very young. Sometimes on the road you kind of lose your way. You get distracted by crowd, officials, whatever. And things not going your way, you get discouraged. So I think they really did a good job and showed a lot of their true potential.
Ty, I know players, obviously, you want to win every game. Do you look at this game and the one against Rutgers as must-win games to kind of get some momentum back?
Yeah, I think definitely, we dropped a couple, and I think this is just these two. If we win these two, will just get us back on track, lift the spirits up a little bit and just get us rolling again. I think so, yeah.
Tim, the free throw discrepancy against Michigan was one of the main points of that game. I guess you said after the game you were going to go back and look.
You want to split the fine?
How you got 44? Well, was it just a matter of you guys not drawing contact, or no comment?
We didn't do a good enough job at the rim. And we fouled too much. You want to split the fine? I don't know.
I don't want to find out.
Might need something right for
Yeah. I'll find out.
Anything else for Coach and Ty?
Again, in the front court, Tim, is there more opportunity for Michael and Isaiah to score than they're doing right now, or are you happy where the shots are coming from?
Michael had opportunities that he just passed on, and then he missed some easier ones too. And that's then it became a confidence thing, And so now you're giving up threes on one end because Mike had Wilson twice and he had Wagner twice. So all of a sudden it's whap, whap, and then you're missing an inside one, and now it's, oh my goodness, I just don't want to kill this team. And I'm not speaking, I don't. Michael never told me that, but I can imagine what's going through his head. And Mike's just such a caring guy about the team. He just doesn't want to get us, in more trouble. So I'm not worried about Mike coming out. Who knows? He might get 14 points this game. It's hard to tell. Roby, we need him scoring more, and I think he's trying to figure out, one, the ball handling, how he's got to, right now he sees the offense, but he doesn't read the defense. He's got a lot of talent, but technically he's got to probably put and play with more force and quickness and power than his body's probably ready for. But the train's not stopping for him, so he's just got to try and make the adjustments when he can. I'd be curious what Ty thinks about that.
I was going to ask Ty, Isaiah, do you see him as a 3-point guy, or do you see him kind of a mid-range, shoot a lot of floaters and things like that? Do you think he could be pretty effective doing that?
I don't know, to be honest, because Isaiah can just do so much. It's amazing with the athletic ability he has. He can score off anyone, especially, and even on the defensive end, he can challenge anyone at the rim, and offensively he can challenge anyone at the rim as well. But also he knocks down a lot of shots as well in practice and stuff. I know in the games and stuff, he probably hasn't made as many as he should, but I have full confidence in, swinging it to him for the extra shot. I wouldn't think twice about giving him the ball out on the perimeter.
Jordy only played 7 minutes last game. Is there a role you want him specifically to step into?
Yeah, he probably could have got more minutes. I say that too often, but he's going to get picked on when he gets in there, right? So we'd already given up 2 or 3, throwback threes at the time, and then they got one on him. And then late in the game, I guess the way I look at it with some of those freshmen is they're going to earn their minutes. They're going to get their chance and earn their minutes in the first half or the second half. And then you might get a run the second half, but you might not. And we're going to need Jordy. There's no doubt. Trevor Thompson is a big physical body. He's a shot blocker. He's a super athlete. And so he's going to get plenty of minutes. But he also fouls too much. You can't foul. And he oftentimes, you put him out there and he'll have 2 fouls in a heartbeat. And so he's got to learn to play hard without fouling. And I think as that happens too, he'll be better off for us.
Hey, Ty, we're getting to the rim is one thing, but obviously you've been able to finish as acrobatically really as you have in your career this season. What is it about, kind of learning some of the nuances of getting to the bucket that's allowed you to have success and be able to knock some more of those down this year?
Just one, probably watching a lot more film, guys, especially about even going back and watching guys like Turan, who was such good finishers, and Siobhan and stuff, just trying to pick their brain, just talking to them, stuff like that. But also, I think, my teammates are just doing great jobs of we got so many threats, whether it's Mike setting good screens and stuff, or Jack McVeigh or Jariah spreading the court, just makes those layups a little more easier, to just have that one-on-one with the big at the rim, and just taking it upon myself to make sure I finish those, those are just, when I see that and those, I feel like those are gimmies, so I should be making those every time.
Kind of along those same lines, Ty, you're leading the conference in scoring here through 4 games. I know you maybe don't think about that, but is that kind of a point of pride for you to be at the top of the league?
No, not really. I don't really care about it. I just want to win.
Yeah, well, and the team is what, Seamus, 7th in all in the country? All right, so 10th among all Power 5 teams in conference-only games. So I think he's more concerned about that, So not that we've solved one problem, because the problems are always there, because now our defense has not been where it should be. So we went from an atrocious, unwatchable offense to, a team that's averaging, 80 points a game over the last 6 games, or 6 games, I think, and done it, half on the road, half at home. But we have to shore up our defense now too.
Was that what you expected from this team offensively? Is this any
No,
surprise to you?
I didn't. Yeah, a little bit. But I didn't, it wasn't a surprise to me that Ty was going to have a big year. Wasn't a surprise to me that Glenn was going to have a big year. I thought Anton would help us, and Ed would help us. But, a lot of different guys have stepped up big. Like Jack McVeigh doesn't get to play for a few games and steps up and has hit big shots for us. That's not easy to do, to be that 8th, 9th, 10th guy, when you're getting limited possibilities. And so I'm really proud of those guys for just keeping their chin up and being ready to help the team, because even on games where they're not playing and there's a big play down late in the game, you see the bench going crazy. I think that says a lot about their character and what they're about.
I was going to ask you one more. Just seems like every Big Ten game you watch, it's close. It goes to the last 3 or 4 minutes. Does that create fun, or is it a lot of pressure on every game? I mean, it's like, even though the season is so long, it's like every single game really matters.
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting, you're never really going to get a night where you feel like you have a game off, or, you feel like you should win every game. So it makes you really bring it every day. And especially going into practice and stuff, you gotta keep that in the back of your mind that, the next game up is going to be a good game. We're never really going to just be able to walk over anyone.
Like yesterday's practice?
No, not like yesterday's practice.
Okay. Just ask.
You only need one good one a week.
Okay. Oh. Per game. All right, per game. We still have more
Week.
practice this week. Thanks.